How's it going?
Going good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going.
Jessica,
All right.
what are you drinking tonight?
I'm just drinking beer. Paps. Same old, same old. I'm pretty boring with my drinks lately.
It's a lot
We'll need
easier
to
just
work
to
on
grab
that.
something.
Well,
It's summer. It's hot. You don't want to have to
yeah,
like.
and I'm going away next week, so I just figured something quick and easy.
Mm-hmm.
Quick and easy.
Sonia, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking cranberry juice and vodka. Not vodka,
Ooh.
rum. I hate vodka. I'm drinking.
You forgot?
I did. I was like, why did I say vodka? I don't even like
Just
vodka.
like an alcohol. I just put whatever.
It's not- it's
Any
just not-
spirit like works.
Yeah, it's clear liquid.
Yeah, okay. I'm drinking a twisted tea. This one's called Half and Half.
Nice.
So fitty.
Fitty.
What's the way to do it?
Yeah.
Always 50-50.
Yes.
All right,
All
I'm
right.
going to give you our things.
Wait. Before we
Wait.
start,
Yes.
I think Sonia should explain to her viewers why she is not drinking at her ice cream cup anymore.
Again? Okay. All right. So you'll see this on YouTube on Saturdays, but now I have this tiny little Gen Con cup, and I usually have this giant ice cream cone cup. So I made my drink like usual, and then I'm walking to my room and I take a sip because you don't wait, you just drink it right away. And in my straw, something was in my mouth, and then I like took it out of my mouth, and it was a fucking earwig. And now I'm like,
I'm never gonna get over that.
I know, and like it was crawling in there, and then it was crawling.
It was
on my
alive.
hand.
It didn't drown yet. Like it was.
It was
fully
in my
alive.
straw. It was hanging out of my straw. And
He was
then
probably drunk. He got lost.
he's like, yeah, good time.
He's like in the tunnel, and then all of a sudden he's in a wet, warm, dark area, and then you took him out, and now he's sad, and you killed him probably.
No, I actually didn't kill him. He's outside. Like
then he really lived. No, he lived a good life. Like he's living a life.
Yeah, no, we are very like anti.
He's gonna wake up in your
not
yard
killing
going, "Where
I
the
know,
fuck
right?
am I?"
How did I not die? That earwig has a guardian angel.
Where's my car?
Named Sonia.
He ended up in the right mouth.
Yeah. That's what he said.
Oh no. But like now I'm like, I was a little tipsy, but now I'm like scared. Like, when you go through something traumatic and like you're scared still.
It sobers you right up.
It does, like instantly. And like my heart still hurts, and like I still have like the shakes a little bit. We'll get through this by doing our podcast. It'll be fine.
Drink.
Or the distraction.
Yeah, so now at the end of the story means now I'm only drinking out of cups that I can see in, so I can look and then take a drink.
Make sure there's no bugs drowning first.
Yeah, like no cans, nothing. If I can't see it, I don't want it. Ooh, this reminds me of a time. So I used to, like, I grew up, you have pizza and you have leftover pizza, you just leave it on the counter. Apparently people don't do this, but like
No. We used to leave whole boxes of pizza all night.
Yeah. Just leave it.
David still does it. He refuses to put stuff in the fridge. So I mean,
yeah. So
and then he'll eat it in the morning.
Yeah. And then Kyle's like, that's really gross. Like, you can get like sick, blah blah blah. There's all these risks. I'm like, I grew up on this. It's not a big deal. So then one year I left pizza on the table because that's what I grew up on. And then I ate it, and it was really, I'm like, oh God, Kyle, why is this sandy? Like, it's really like,
oh no,
it's like really, it's like really grainy. And I'm like, oh my God, what's on my face? Like, things are like it's on my face. Things are crawling. It's fucking ants. The pizza was covered in tiny little ants, and I was chewing them. It was crunchy. I was it was sand, and I must have taken like 4 bites before I realized.
Before you noticed?
Yes. I was a mom of 3 little kids, all in diapers. Like, listen, I was tired. But I never leave pizza out anymore. Like, I've learned my lesson. Like
me, it was just like I used to like work at a pizza place, and so like I used to just leave pizza out and then like wake up in the morning and have it for breakfast. And then I read an article about like how the time you should leave like meat and cheese out, and I was like, both those things are on pizza. And that's when I was like, I can't do this anymore or I'll die, because my anxiety took over. It was like, you eat leftover overnight pizza again, you're dead. And so now it's always in the fridge right after we're like done grabbing our stuff.
I'm not worried about death, I'm worried about bugs. I'd rather die. But like,
I'd rather die.
Because you eat so many of them, apparently.
I don't know.
She probably has more stories. She just doesn't want to tell us now. She's like, shit.
For bugs, I can't think of any right now, but I probably have eaten tons and tons of bugs.
It's a good variety. It's not like the same bug over and over.
Right?
And over.
We got ants and earwigs so far. So
not the earwigs. Oh my god, I'd rather eat on purpose a handful of ants, like in my face. Let's get started.
All right, so
it's a traumatic experience.
It has like
I have secondary trauma, so I can only imagine.
I'm like you're so sweaty, but I'm cold because I'm like cold in my house, but like I'm fucking so sweaty. Okay. our topic. What's the best way to start the day? And our word is hold on. May.
It's gonna be May.
Remember how like boy bands used to be like they were like all together.
That was hot. The dancing was hot. We like watched that and we're like, oh my god, love me.
They're so sexy. Like this is like sexy, guys.
Well, it's like my favorite is arm choreography, which was really big for like Disney pop stars who weren't dancers. So like, like Hilary Duff, where it's just up, pump, and it's just like all arm work, like just arms and shoulders, and you're just like, and it was all choreographed, and I'm just like, this is great. I could do that. Like that was TikTok dancing before TikTok dancing.
Before TikTok. Now TikTok dancing so fucking complicated.
I know.
Before it used to be like 3 steps. You're like, duh.
What happened
I can
to
do
like?
It. I can do
what
it.
Was the one thing? It was like, and then like that was it. That was the dance. And now it's like there's clapping.
You need to be a professional dancer.
And you have to like touch feet and fucking jump over each other. It's fucked.
Touch feet.
Yeah, they
touch feet.
They do like this weird like handshake with their feet, like feet shake. I don't fucking know. Okay,
they intertwine their toes.
No, they don't hold feet. They
hold feet.
They don't hold feet. They
walking down the beach.
Oh my god!
Shake. They feet shake. They don't hold feet. It's different.
Now I'm imagining like one of those weird indie cartoons where it'll be like they're like holding feet. They're walking down the beach on like their hands or something. Like it's
or like
something
just jumping.
Yeah, but it's something unexpected. Like it'll be zoomed in on like the tips of their feet, so it'll look like fingers, and then it'll look like they're like fingers touching, and then it'll zoom out and they're actually feet, and then it'll zoom out more and they're hopping on their arms. That's what pictured in my head.
And like a beautiful sunset, like behind them. Yeah, gorgeous. Yeah.
And it's gonna be so well done that your brain can't fathom why someone would have turned a beautiful couple walking on the beach into that.
Right? Yeah. What is happening?
Wait, what was the question?
What would be the most ideal way to wake up?
No, that wasn't the question, Dawn Marie.
Holy fuck.
I thought it was.
It was the
it
question.
sounded right to me.
Yeah.
What is the best way to start your day?
Okay, the best way to start your day and the ideal way to wake up.
Dawn was just trying not to plagiarize.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Same concept, different words,
Okay, what is the best way to start your day?
I don't fucking know.
It's to not.
That's right.
It's just to like skip the day, like just sleep.
That's like let's move to the next day.
Yeah.
But then how would you start the next day? See, like we have to answer this.
Okay.
I already know mine.
Well, then you go.
Okay.
Tell us.
So first of all, it's the smell of coffee. Not even just the drink yet. If I can smell it when I wake up, that just is I know I'm gonna have a good day. Because I know it's
have
there.
a timer on your coffee pot?
No, I have
Then
a
how do you
man who
know?
brings it up to me, and I can smell it when it's on the end table.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's great.
Yeah. So that is what I have, and I love just the smell, just the smell, and I know my day is gonna be good.
Just because it started with a coffee you didn't have to make.
Exactly.
That's the best kind of coffee.
That is right.
Yes.
It always tastes so much better. Like,
I don't know
when
why. It's premium coffee too. Like when it's a Starbucks, you see that green logo, that lady with the crown. You just know
it's good.
Today's
I
a good
hate
day.
Starbucks coffee. Starbucks.
Yeah, no, I'm there for
coffee.
the fancy drinks I can't make myself.
Exactly. You need like 15 different syrups.
They don't really sell much of their regular coffee. They sell mostly their fancy drinks. Like that's
like regular coffee is nasty.
Yeah,
it's
I
just
could drink it.
Well,
I'm just so used to cheap
to the brand.
So I mean...
the brand. You're dedicated to the brand. You have to. If you go and you drink a coffee from Starbucks, you can't honestly say it's good. Like you can't.
Not bad.
It's not bad. You're drinking garbage.
Do you know what I can't stand?
What?
And it's not Timmy's because I can still stomach Timmy's. It's McDonald's. Everyone praises McDonald's coffee.
No, I don't like McDonald's coffee. Ugh.
I fucking hate
Chris
McDonald's
still
coffee.
love it, but I don't know. I'm not a big like if I'm drinking coffee, I drink it at home with my whitener, my French vanilla flavored whitener.
Yeah.
And like when Chris makes it for me, it tastes better, but I don't feel like he uses the perfect amount of whitener. It just tastes better because he made it. But like I make the better tasting one. He just gets like bonus points for making it.
Yeah.
But like the other places, like if I'm drinking anything there, it's going to be a fancy iced coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even at McDonald's, I'll have their chai frappe thing.
Yeah, the chai vanilla frappe.
Yeah,
iced frappe.
Yes.
No, I drink them if I'm on the road driving somewhere for hours and I'm not at home making my own coffee. By me making it, I mean I also have a slave who makes me coffee all the time.
See, I'm my own slave. Like I make my coffees when I'm home, so I like it when it's hot.
Me too.
Well, like I think that's our love language. Like, because Kyle can't show like it's not like he goes and like I don't know. Maybe it's me. You know what? It's actually me. He goes above and beyond all the time. But like I don't take his way of loving me like the way I want to be loved, so it doesn't count. So like I don't know I'm being loved, you know? But like then when he makes me a coffee, like I feel loved. So that's why he does it. That's him showing his love, because all the other ways, like he calls me beautiful, whatever, I don't fucking care. Like that doesn't count. Yeah.
I get that
doesn't
though.
count. No,
it doesn't count when it comes from your husband for some reason. And it also doesn't count when it comes from like creeps. It's like there's a very niche group of people. I think it counts when it comes from a drunk woman in a bathroom.
Yes, that's
it definitely counts then.
That's when it counts.
And when you're drunk too, and like you just feel so much better because you know you're drunk, like you can't be that hot, and they're still telling you you're hot.
Yeah, you're like a sweaty mess, like
makeup melting.
Yeah.
Got droopy eyes going.
Yeah, I
cried over your
compliments from other women.
3 times.
And I know some women are lesbians and they're trying to get in my pants, but at the same time, I don't think they're being creeps. Like a man could come up to me at the same way. Right. And he'll be like, oh, you're beautiful. How you doing? Let me buy you a drink. I'm like, ew, fuck off. But then like if a woman does it, I'm like, oh my God, girlfriend, yes. But like, you know, she's trying to like hit on me, but like whatever. I'm getting a drink out of it. So it's cool.
Well, I just feel like it's like I don't know, with men, it's hard. I mean, I'm
they're
sure
aggressive.
Lesbians.
They're more aggressive, I feel.
Yeah, it just feels like
feel
there's
women.
You're in danger.
Yeah. Right? Too many men have ruined it.
Yeah, other men have ruined it. If you're a man and you're mad at a woman for being scared of you, don't blame her. Blame other men.
Probably the guy beside you. Blame him.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
he was
Like-
the one sitting at her, staring at her, like, and if she's
Slapped
rejecting
her
you,
ass when she walked by. You know,
yeah,
whatever.
it was probably that guy's fault. Like,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah, like if I started getting sexually assaulted by more lesbians, then maybe I'll also be afraid of women. But so far, that's not happening.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no.
I know there's garbage women out there. I've heard,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
had men
Yeah.
who've been
But
like
they happen to be straight
molested,
mostly.
but like, yeah, straight women.
Yeah,
Straight women
Straight women are
predators.
the fucking worst.
Yeah,
fucking turfs.
yeah.
Fuck that.
But like, like female like lesbians have always been super sweet and kind and respectful. Like, you
Yeah.
could get changed at a gym and they're not like, damn girl, like, you know, they respect your boundaries. They're
No,
not
but a
fucking
cis
perverts.
straight woman would do that.
Right? A straight
Yeah.
woman will be like, I like your
Damn,
meat
girl.
curtains. Yeah. But like,
Or no, they would make a like a passive aggressive comment towards you, like, why did you have to wear that? Exactly.
yeah, like,
that's what a straight
or
woman
like,
would say.
yeah, like, will stretch marks, like, maybe find a way to cover it up. But
Yeah.
like, a gay
Dress
woman,
according to your like body type.
yeah, but a
Yeah.
gay woman would praise you and think,
Oh, yeah.
they'll be like, oh, you're so beautiful. Like, not in
Love
the
your
gym.
confidence.
Yeah,
Like,
they wouldn't do it without your permission though. Like, that's
No.
they wouldn't, like, they would not do that in that setting. I don't know.
Well,
I've
that's
never
the
had that
thing too.
experience,
They
yeah.
also understand things like context.
Yeah.
You know, like some
Like, when you
places you
say
go
what.
and you don't want to be hit on.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the gym, for example. You
Yeah.
don't go and you're like, yeah, well, I'm all stinky and sweaty. I want men to hit on me.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Yeah, no. And like, lesbians know how to read a room. That's it.
Yeah. It's so
They
sad.
also know how to like contract one and like put up shelves. So I like
No,
those
listen,
women.
that's like a really gross stereotype. My house, we bought it from a lesbian couple, and everything in this house, Kyle has to go around redoing. Like, it's beautiful, but it's falling apart and it's shit. Like the electrical, everything.
Hashtag not all lesbians.
Right? Like, that's such a bad stereotype. I'm very angry. Like,
That was a stereotype I was looking forward to. What the hell?
it's not a good stereotype because, like, I love my house. It just needs a lot of fixing, upping, because it looked good when we bought it because, you know, like, you can hide all like the whatevers, but like,
With furniture and stuff.
you can't
and
see. But here
paintings.
on this wall, it has like a fireplace or whatever. The electrical, they did this themselves. The electrical behind it all is fucked. And then like, there's these panels that are supposed to go all the way up. They don't.
Okay. Okay.
They just left it. I don't know. There's like tons of stuff. There's like, then in the basement, there's like a 6-inch crawl space between, like, they put in this fake ceiling and like it's all reclaimed wood. And
What
like,
the fuck does that mean?
like, it's old, like it might have been new wood they made old, but I'm pretty sure it's old wood they made old. And like, it's
Old wood
there's
they
like
made
old
old.
handles on it. Like, they tried to make it artsy, but like, it's a really good ceiling and I can't afford to fix it right now, so it's gonna stay there for a while. Like, it's
That's
just-
fine.
yeah.
That's fine.
But like, it's just a bad stereotype. I think it's hurting the lesbian community.
I was really excited.
I was
to
so
find my
excited for
future
my
wife
house.
at
well,
Home
for the
Depot.
record, most lesbian, on average, a lesbian couple has a more egalitarian relationship than any other couple type.
Well, then there you go.
So
They're still
they are
winning.
equally bad at renovating houses.
They were. They were both garbage. Yeah.
At renovating houses.
At this house, maybe at a
Okay.
different house.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You just ended at garbage. I didn't want them to like be mad. So they heard us somewhere.
Yeah,
Like
the
that
people I
fucking
bought.
we worked hard on that.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, they listen to our podcast. I forget your name, guys, but listen.
Listen.
I like the wildflowers you left in the back. Those are nice. The garden that I have my chairs in, that's nice. Thank you. Everything else, guy, you should have hired somebody.
A professional
A professional.
licensed contractor. Say
Yeah,
it with me now.
Yeah. But I get it because we're going to do everything ourselves too because contract work is fucking expensive.
Oh my god,
And-
and it's the worst right now.
And like those people deserve the money. I'm not saying I'm getting ripped
no, yeah,
off. I'm
'cause
just saying I can't
yeah.
afford it.
No, it's just because the price of everything is
Yeah,
yeah.
ridiculous.
It's called inflation. It's super fun right now. Good times.
Oh my god, I love when people say inflation and they have no idea what it means.
Oh my god, no. When they blame the government for inflation, and I was like, it's more like corporate greed
I-
that started this.
I hate when they're like, we can't raise minimum wage or the price of things will go up. And then
The
I
price
have
of
to
things
point
already
out
going up.
that the price, I'm like, the price of shit's already going up. What?
The price of shit's already up. Like,
What?
and
Like-
if you raise minimum wage, people will spend more money on
'Cause
those
they have
things
more
that
money.
now
Well,
because
that's
they
the
can
thing.
afford them. So then there goes our economy going up.
Yeah, it's rich people that are causing this shit because they're hoarding.
Yes.
Rich people don't spend their money.
No.
They don't need to. And the richer you
What?
are, the more free shit you get for some reason.
Right?
Yes.
What the
Yes,
fuck's up
because
with
then
that?
they brand and like show off that you have this shit
What?
that you
So-
didn't pay for.
Socialism for the rich.
Yeah. Listen,
Like, that's
you want me to show your stuff? Give it to me. I'll show it off. Like you got nipple tassels, it'll come below, but I'll show them off for you. Just
Yeah.
like send them over. You can't see them in the podcast.
I'm
but I'll
totally
wear them.
sucking like capitalism's teat right now, because it's hard for I don't blame anyone for selling out.
No.
Like,
You gotta do what you gotta
it's like
do.
you're not a billionaire. I don't hate you.
Yeah.
Hate the billionaires.
Yes.
You know what? So what I also hate is companies who say they raise money for things. So example is this blue company. I don't want to get canceled or in trouble, but there's like, this company with like the blue everything, and like they have a star in their logo. Yeah, you guys know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So when they're training their like employees, they're like, oh, our company like raised $400 million. No, they didn't, because they harass their customers at every time they check out.
Yep.
It's you
Sign
didn't
this
raise
credit card.
or like, oh, like donate money to local
Yeah,
food
and then
banks.
they get it as a tax write-off.
Yes, that's what it is. Like
yes.
they harass the people, and they get written up. Like if your cashier doesn't ask you to like,
Yeah,
oh, you
you
want
get
to
in
donate,
trouble.
they get in trouble. So
I'll
like,
call out of business because I worked for them.
yeah,
But I mean that was like 8 years ago, and now they're all Indigos. But it was a Chapters owned by Indigo.
yeah.
There's still a couple,
And,
by the way.
yeah. Well, the one that I used to work at is now now it's an Indigo, but it was a Chapters when I worked at it. I was just Christmas staff. It was my second job because I was working another job at the time. And as cashier, you get a quota of like conversions for membership rewards, how many dollars you raised for their charity because they like helped fund like school books, like school libraries.
Yeah.
And you had to ask every single time, and you had to meet your quota. So like if people, so it's like I'm trying to raise donations for your tax write-off. And
Yeah.
I'm making, and I was making 10, 25, maybe 11, maybe it was $11 an hour at this point. And Starbucks was right there. And that's like, it cost me over half an hour to pay for one drink at Starbucks on
Yep.
my shift.
Yeah, and like these companies makes more money that they don't need to ask for these donations. They can just donate themselves.
Yeah.
And like another company that does that, Tim Hortons. They
Mhm.
their
I worked there
camps,
too.
their
So
fucking
did Tom.
camps, okay? They charge people to use their camps when they're not in service. Like they
Yep.
charge some kids, like if you can afford to send your kid to these camps, they charge you. And
Yep.
like they can afford to send low income families to camp easily. But a lot of their camp days, they make a profit. It doesn't
God,
all go
yeah.
to the camps. They make a profit. It's disgusting. Like these
That's
big
like the,
corporations are like,
McHappy Days or whatever, and you get that
Yeah.
Happy Meal and whatever, and it goes
Yeah.
to whatever. Every corporation has one of their
Bell.
like, yep. Oh fuck! Don't get me started.
look in
with
their
that.
mental health bell.
Yes,
Oh my
I
Their
god.
hate
talk-
mental health
their
days.
bell
I don't
talk.
celebrate it anymore. at
No.
all. I
No.
refuse.
No. Oh.
Um.
I need
Okay,
to calm
pause.
down now.
Dawn,
Yeah.
your mic is crackling right
Oh,
now.
Sorry.
No. That's why I'm like pausing it because then we can cut from there to just okay. Talk. Like I'm just seeing if it's
talking.
Yeah,
Is it good
it's
now?
like,
yeah. Wait,
no.
No,
it's crackling a little bit. Is it?
Say your name, like
my name is
sentence.
Dawn.
Yeah, no, it's crackly.
Oh, shit.
It just started like a minute ago. That's why I
Yeah,
was
maybe
like,
the wire's being wonky. Like, is the wire in tight? Is
can
she
you
tight?
like try
can you
plugging it back in? Yeah.
I can try. Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah. No, that's why I was because I didn't want like the good half and then like crackly half.
Yeah.
No, we don't hear you. Are you muted? Oh, she's muted.
You're muted.
I can't unmute so them. So.
Yeah, no. There you go.
There. Is this good? Is this
Oh,
good?
that's yeah. That's better. Okay.
We were talking about Bell Talk and their garbage. And
Yeah.
go.
Well, any company like that benefits from things like welfare and shit like that because they can afford to pay their workers minimum wage, and then those same workers still have to claim some sort of social assistance, food banks, etc., in order to make ends meet because minimum wage isn't a living wage. So it's
not.
like so these corporations are still benefiting from the social safety nets that people complain about for poor people.
Yeah. Listen, people who own companies and are making millions of dollars, quit complaining about being like the poor people if you can't, like, you're not paying the people to live. Like, you're the problem, big corporations.
Or
Like
rainbow
that.
capitalism. Or when they all like came out for Every Child Matters in Canada and shit like
my God. I like refuse to buy anything like that unless it's a fundraiser being done by Indigenous peoples. Like, that's who you should be buying that stuff.
Whatever the group that's affected.
Yeah, never Walmart. I'm never gonna buy like your gay pride shit from Walmart. I'm not, or Every Child Matters from Walmart or other. I don't.
Every Child
Giant
Matters.
Tiger.
I couldn't. Okay, I'm not gonna call it any names, but I know some white people that have a Cricut machine and like to make some like Every Child Matters t-shirts and I think water bottles I saw and other arts and crafts, and the money was just for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
For school spirit days, you know, like they would just people would buy that, and I just could not. I'm like, that's not the point.
Yeah. No.
They don't care.
No, they
And
don't.
like, and then those same people are voting for people in power, like the purple people,
PPC.
Yeah.
The
And
People Party.
those same
People's
people who are
Party of
making,
Canada.
the same people making arts and crafts and selling them and
support groups like that. Yeah.
and are like making schools for Spirit Day, whatever. They are making it so those people don't have rights. Like, I don't understand. Like, why are you trying to profit off of people and not helping these people? You're just disgusting.
Yeah,
They can make money off of a trend to them. Like, that's all it is to them.
Well, and then these people couldn't even argue with me in a TikTok like comment section on their post. They had to have their friend do it, and then their friend didn't even respond to me, and then they keep my comment up. Like, it's been up. Like, they don't delete it, and it just makes you seem I don't know. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I thought better of you than apparently you are.
That's right. I had high hopes for you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not
That was
mad.
my mistake.
I'm
My
disappointed.
mistake. You know, I recognize when I'm wrong
Yeah.
about you. Yeah.
Not about me. When I'm
No, about that person. Yeah.
Yeah, it's self-reflection. I recognize that I don't read people all that well, and I sometimes think they're better than they are.
Yeah, I get that a lot. I'm like, oh, this person's so awesome, and then you find out they're not awesome,
And that's the worst.
And I'm like so angry with myself because I know people aren't that great. Like, history tells me a lot of people don't have the same beliefs as me, and then sometimes I'm super arrogant about it. Like, I assume everybody has the same beliefs as me, which, you know, a lot of people have that. But like, I think that they should. And then when they don't, I'm just like really upset. Like my heart breaks a little bit. Like it's
Yeah, I totally understand. Well, it's because it's like my beliefs are like every person deserves to live.
yeah.
And
Point
then
blank.
they're like, what define every person? And then that's when I'm like, what the fuck? Why is this a conversation? Like, why
Like,
is
how did
this?
this even become
And
a thing?
then I just like, I'm like, I internalize it a lot. I think that's my issue. I internalize it, and then I'm like, oh, they might think that of me one day, you know?
Yeah.
But I
Probably will.
don't
Like,
deserve
let's not
that. But
lie.
yeah, I know. Like, if they believe in the patriarchy, then they're voting against women's rights. If you're a woman, that's you.
Yeah.
You know?
You know you're a woman, right?
Yeah, like, you know? So,
And like
when,
you know you're poor, right? Like
Yeah. But they think
whenever
we're
I
gonna...
see women that are cheering on the reversal of Roe v. Wade, I'm always like, you know, that means they can criminalize your future miscarriage, right? Are you that fucking dumb?
They are though. They don't.
No,
protect
it's
the
the
future.
worst.
They can't, like,
you just made Jessica cry, dumb.
I'm
Right?
sorry.
It's so no, she's right. They are dumb.
So I figured out I know why people don't like me. It's because I do call them dumb. Like that.
That's the reason.
Sonia, I like you sometimes, and you
Yeah.
call me dumb all the fucking time.
Yeah, but you know it. Like you know you're not trying
I
to
know that I'm dumb.
Yeah.
No, this is why. This is, you know how some people either really like or really hate Sonia? It's because she calls everyone dumb, and it's how you respond to it.
It's true. It's
If
true.
you take it and you're like, yeah, sometimes I can be, you become best friends. If you take it and you get really offended, you hate her. This is
I'll
why.
either say that, like, yeah, I can be like, oh fuck, I had a dawn moment, or I'll be like, bitch, you're no better. You're just as fucking dumb, and then we move on.
That's right. Like that's right. I am. Like
Yeah.
that's.
Bitch, you
Oh,
picked me as your
shit.
friend. You have to be just as fucking dumb. Like,
I am.
Figured it out,
We
guys.
figured it out. That's right. If you
Figured
can't
the
accept,
science.
if you can't accept that you're dumb, then that's the
Okay, I'm gonna therapize you. Okay.
therapize.
Yeah, like the act of therapy.
Okay.
Okay. I feel like if you can acknowledge that you are dumb, it means you acknowledge that you do not know everything and have an ounce of self-reflection. Right? So anyone that gets defensive to being called dumb doesn't self-reflect enough and therefore will hate anyone that calls out their ideas, aka everyone on the right side of the spectrum. You know, because like people on the left, we get called out for like misappropriating language or using language wrong all the fucking time. And then we're
Yes.
like, you're right. I fucked that up. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we continue, you know?
and then we learn
We
we next
don't- we
time
don't
to use
make
it
whole-
properly. Like,
Yeah.
I know. And that is the difference between right and left.
Yeah.
On whether on how you respond to being called dumb.
yes.
And that's the Sonia principle.
That is. So this a story about when I worked for the government of the city of Hamilton. I worked in a place, supervised access. You know what? Fuck, they're never gonna listen to me. And even if they did, they should be called out. So there was somebody who like knew like 3 different languages. It was great. But they always made fun of me because I'm awkward. Like sometimes I'm awkward, whatever.
Yeah.
And they would always make fun of me for it. But like that's my like, it's not a disability, it's just my differences. But one time they wrote in their notes, they were playing chess. Like, you know, when you look at somebody's like chest, you know, I'm like, oh. Like I'm like, oh, like that's not right. Like that. And I giggled a little bit because, you know, boobies are funny. And like we made a joke about it. And then she fixed her spelling, whatever. I got written up for it. Because I made fun of her. I was culturally inappropriate or something. I was like, it was like when you're like racist against somebody of their different cultures. And
because maybe English wasn't her first language.
It's not. It's like her
Okay.
fourth language.
Okay.
And, like,
okay. So
yeah.
they thought you were just like making fun of her when you were just awkwardly.
Yes. Yeah, but they make fun of me. It was like I worked there for 6 years, and she wasn't the only one that made fun of me. Even my supervisors made fun of me. Like it was, I have this different ability. I'm on the spectrum, and I got made fun of it all the time. Okay, I got written up because I made a little joke while I was helping correct her spelling.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't like a verbal warning. It was I got written up. Like,
Wow.
it was insane. And then like the last like year I worked there was fucking garbage. They tried, I'm pretty sure they wanted to fire me, but they had no grounds in doing it. So a lot of companies like try and push you out different way. Yeah.
Yes.
So they stopped giving me shifts. They one time I had to train the supervisors. They would get new supervisors and they would make me train them. But I wasn't allowed to be a supervisor. But they made me do supervisor work.
I was literally okay. So I worked at Pizza Hut, and I was the dough master. That was my title because I made the dough for the day. I was like the first person in the store in the morning, and someone was coming in to take over a franchise. Like they used to work at like KFC or something, and KFC and Pizza Hut are like owned by the Yum Corporation. And so this person was now taking over a Pizza Hut, whatever, because like they got promoted or something. And so they had to come to our store to learn how to work at Pizza Hut, even though they were going to be the manager. And so here I am at $10.25 an hour training a future owner of a Pizza Hut chain. And I was just like, and like, it's not like you get paid extra.
No. Like I did filing, I did training, I did intervention when clients were being jerks. Yeah. And like, jobs need more like, I don't know. I fucking hate jobs.
Well, I find like they write your job in your work contract and then they make you do other things. And then you have no option but to do the other things. Yeah. Like there's not one job where I was never having to do something that wasn't technically my job.
Yeah.
Like not one. Yeah. And I've worked everywhere.
Like
I've had like 15 I've never been fired. I've always left.
Yeah.
But it's like, I've
never been fired either.
Yeah, I've always left. Yeah.
I've always left. So it's and there was jobs like when I had to do work, you do what you have to do, and that is wage slavery.
Yeah. No, recently I worked at Walmart and I was getting trained by this person who was kind of like gaslighting me, made me feel crazy. You guys know the story, but I had to leave because I was so fucking stressed. Like I told my supervisor, but that wasn't enough because I just felt so stressed all the time. Like this person still got to work there, even though I was like emotionally abused, and they get to still work there. So now this is the only Walmart in my area. I can't go into the store because of this trauma. Like it's like in the pharmacy area, my kids need medication and I can't go in because of this person like being abusive, and she gets to live her life, whatever, and I can't fucking go into Walmart. Like, how is that?
I don't like that that's what happened, but I'm glad I'm not the only one who had to leave a job and then like couldn't return to that store, because that chapters I did not go in until 2 years after it turned into an Indigo. And because I was like, hopefully no one I know still works there.
It's traumatic.
Like going back to any place I used to work, like I just don't. That's taped off now.
Like there's no other Walmart. It's our way is the closest one, and that's where we go to get our prescriptions. And that's I can't. And like, or I have to have Kyle with me. Like, or I have to time it. I'd be like, you know what? I know she doesn't work past this time, and I know she doesn't work this day. Like, she gets to live her fucking life, and I'm jobless and like afraid to go into Walmart. Like, fuck you. I'm not gonna say your name because I don't know. I'm not that bitter yet.
Walmart's employee.
Yeah. Person who could do what they want.
Have you watched Superstore?
Yes.
Okay, I love Superstore because we all know what they're making fun of.
Is that the Cloud9?
Yeah,
Yes.
Cloud9.
I love that story.
I-
The smooth show. Yeah.
But the one girl's from Belleville. Oh my god, I love it because that's my hometown. I just want to say. So I'm glad Belleville's representing a little bit.
Yay,
You know.
Belleville. Yeah.
Yay!
But like, yeah, that kind of shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
But like, it's
And like there's so much like shit that they do, and I'm just like, yeah, I could see that happening.
it does happen.
I'm like,
Yeah.
like people think people are joking, and they're like, why would they spend like 3 hours with the carts? And it's like because they were given a vague job description of handle the carts. Like,
Yeah.
no one trained them probably for that. They're making minimum wage. So
yeah,
yeah,
they get paid nothing.
they're gonna
Like,
spend 3 hours playing with the carts. Like that's fine. Like I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
You
I
can't
like how-
actually go to the manager for problem solving because they just go to head office, and head office is not gonna answer them or not gonna
doesn't
give them
do
the answer. That,
anything.
yeah,
you get a talking to, and then you have to awkwardly work in that abuse environment. That's what
Yes.
that is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how starting your day turned out to be a completely different topic.
Yeah. I was like,
job.
I was the only one that answered this question, and you guys
I
just
know.
went on your
We just
tangent
went on a
rants.
fucking tangent. I love it. It's like,
Well, now I'm
And now,
just
like-
curious. What was your all's best job and least favorite job and least favorite job?
my favorite job was actually
And this
to
is
supervise-
job as in like anything besides this
Yeah.
podcast. You can't say this
Yeah,
podcast.
can't say this podcast. So actually, my favorite job was working at supervised access, even though at the end it was garbage. But like for the first 5 years of that, it was amazing. I got like really good connections like with people. I made friends. Unfortunately, everybody's moved on, but like it was a really nice. I loved what I did. Like I felt like I was doing making a difference. Like I watched people hang out with their kids. Like sometimes these people didn't need to be there, and it was nice seeing them win. So like often men don't get to see their kids because the system's terrible, and they should always have an office of the children's lawyer present to decide, and not always decide with the mom. But that being said, it was nice to see that these dads were working on getting these relationships, and that they used my notes of their relationship building to get more access to their kids. I loved that. And I also loved that sometimes kids shouldn't have gone home with the parents they were with, and you have to call child services. That's sad, but at the same time, you just protected that kid from going into another abusive home. Like it's a situation where both parents are not very good.
Good. Yeah.
And so you need to be like, okay, they can't have a visit anymore. And then you know what? They can't go home because the child has disclosed stuff, right? So like that, the front lines of protecting children, I really enjoyed that. But yeah, the end was you know what? People who treated me bad was also really shitty, but the work itself, I really enjoyed. I really loved.
Yeah, you would have loved that job if your
Forever.
coworkers weren't shit.
Yeah. And my supervisors weren't shit. What's with shitty supervisors? Come on now.
Oh, I get it. Like, okay, so my favorite job was at an escape room. I'm not gonna name shit, but it was at an escape room. And it was the best. I just watched people. I helped them through the escape room. If they wanted help, some people wanted to do it 100% on their own, and they never got very far. But what it is. We also sold board games in the front, like had a little board game cafe area. It was the best job, and I always loved. I like talking, so I got to do like these elaborate intros every hour, like to these rooms, and it was sometimes we'd be fully booked and just be like, go go go, and you knew the story, and just it was the best, but. I had one coworker who needed money. I lent him money. I never got it back. I had another coworker who was friends with the boss. Join and then suddenly get like supervisor position and started making rules when I had worked there for like a while before them, and I was like, "Excuse me." Like I had other employees crying to me about this person's rules. And so like, what the fuck? They kept making me on call in the afternoon after I had a morning shift. I was the only one they were doing this to. And I'm supposed to get paid for on-call hours, but because I had worked in the morning, they counted it as sending me home early. So even though I kept those chunks of time open for work, if I didn't actually work them, I didn't get any money. And eventually it led to me leaving after over a year. And it sucked because like I would have loved to eventually manage one of those places.
Yeah.
You know, and I did a good job. Like they every 3 months they gave me a raise. I was the highest employee, highest paid employee until that one person showed up. So it was really frustrating for me because I was like, this was a great job and I just can't do it under these circumstances.
So was it your like favorite and your worst job?
No, I've had worse coworker experience.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut was probably like I cried like so many times in my work bathroom because of my my manager, who also split tips even though she was salaried, who worked all the holidays so that she didn't have to actually pay people for those holidays, and then took her holidays different days. Always understaffed us so that she could get a bonus. You know, that kind of shit. So that was one of I mean, Tim Hortons was also pretty bad. I don't know. There's a lot of to choose from.
I like Tim Hortons. It just
I didn't.
they on my first day they made me work 18 hours. Like my first shift.
Oh my god.
Like I was awake for like 30 hours and like I just like it was terrible. But like that's not their yeah, the work was fine, but like the manager of that, he was like he managed a lot, and he picked me on my first day because like also if you refuse work, even though you have the right, they could be like, well, we don't want
Yeah.
you to,
And if it's within the 3-month probation period, it doesn't even matter.
they don't have to say
they don't
anything.
need to give a reason to fire you.
Yeah. And my sister got me that job, and I quit like that same day. I was like, I'm going to finish
Natalie
this day.
or David? Because David, you were working with David.
I was working with David, but Natalie is the one that got me the job. Natalie worked at that Tim Hortons. She got me the job. And then I worked that night with David, who is actually a really good support worker, like to have at Tim Hortons. Like, and, but like I was so fucking exhausted. And then as I'm falling asleep standing, they had me do the morning rush, take all the orders and then make coffee too. And they're like, why aren't you moving fast enough? I was like, I've been awake for 33 hours. Like, what do you want? And like all these workers are yelling at me. And like Dave was the baker. So he tried his best, but he couldn't. And then like I was like, okay, I'm going home now. I don't even think I was supposed to stay until 9:30. I left at 7. I was like, okay, you guys are being really mean and I'm just gonna go home now. And so I left. And then I never came back. But I really liked it. It was really
that's
easy.
the thing. Oh, I think all my jobs, I've liked the job.
Yeah.
You know, like it was very rare that I didn't like the job. It was always the situations around the job that I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah. No, I was like, there's no way. I was also like a parent at that time. Well, I'm still a fucking parent, but like I've been a parent my whole life. But like I was there's no way I could be used like that again. Like I was like, okay, I can't. That this isn't working out. Like I never actually felt bad. Like that was just that work environment wasn't for me, I guess, at that point in time. But like still, I'm gonna go with like my most recent Walmart because I'm still like processing that as my worst job.
Still going over the trauma, you know.
Yeah. So Dawn Marie, you didn't answer. What was your favorite?
My favorite would have to be Halloween City.
I love Halloween City.
Yeah. Yes. And I got to dress up. Like every shift, we got to pick a random costume in the back and dress up. It was so low key. You got to talk over the walkie-talkies, like when someone picked a costume for them to go in the back and grab it. It was just so chill. And like it was my favorite job. I guess my worst would be Zellers. Zellers was shit.
They treated me terrible.
Oh my fucking god. And I had to work Christmas. Like the Christmas holidays, like that's where they hired me on for. They hired me in October. and I didn't know it was seasonal. They didn't tell me that. They were just like, yeah, we got a job for you. Like, you know, like you're hired, whatever. Cool. January comes around, like, so I worked the Christmas rush and everything, and it was crazy. January comes around, I buy a new bus pass, right? Because, you know, I'm 19 and whatever. And I'm a mom, you know, first time mommy. So I buy this bus pass, which by the way was like $80 something, whatever. Go to my shift for them to let me go within 2 hours.
That's
and now I have this bus pass that's for a month that literally my whole shift would have had to pay for plus something. Like, so it would be a shift and a half paying for this bus pass. And I only worked 2 hours. And they're like, well, we didn't want you to work the full shift and then let you go because that would have been rude. I was like, you shouldn't have fucking let me go. How about that? Like, or you should have told me I was seasonal so I could have had a backup job. But yeah, no, that was shit. Tim Hortons, I have some stories about that. I was a supervisor.
They're not Canadian anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're not our
I
own.
was
No protection.
Oh, I know. I
Free
worked
for
when
all.
they did the transition, and I had to work beside the guy that was buying them. Yeah, because he met the owner, and then the owner and him and came in, and I had to talk to them because I was supervisor on shift. Yeah, that has stories. I've cried in that walk-in fridge. I don't know how many times. I had shitty manager after shitty manager. Like, I was supervisor, but I was treated like a team member. I did the work like of a assistant manager, but only got paid for team leader, which is like before supervisor and after team member. It's like shift supervisor. It's like it's a crappy title. Anyway,
our Pizza Hut only had one manager, and then 3 shift managers, and then team members. Like, so
yeah. No, they had team member, team leader, supervisor, assistant manager. And it's just
There's a lot of
it was
positions.
There is.
It's a lot
we
of
wouldn't have them all at
ladder.
once. Like we would always in the morning have assistant manager and a manager on, and then sometimes we'd have 1 or 2 supervisors and 1 team leader, and then the afternoons with supervisors and team leaders with a bunch of team members. Like, there was no management in on the afternoons and definitely not in on nights. But if someone called in off nights, supervisor had to cover it. Didn't matter. Supervisor had to cover just because you're a supervisor. It was like, are you serious? Had to cover a night shift before. It was fucking ridiculous.
Stupid night shift.
Whenever my manager wasn't working on weekends, my shift managers would let me bring my son, so I didn't have to pay for a babysitter because he didn't have daycare on weekends. So I would just bring him, and he would just sit in because I had to be there at like 8 a.m. to make the dough. So I just make the dough and then leave at like noon. So he would just come in and hang out in the booths, and I'd make him some like chicken bites and Caesar salad for breakfast.
Whatever.
I'm like,
it's more nutritious than the cake I would give my kids. So
steal from your jobs. Like, if you're making poverty wages, steal from your jobs. They're stealing from you by paying you poverty wages.
Yes.
So your
I have another
taxes are
important
going
story.
in. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go.
When you said steal from your jobs. Yeah. So it's funny. I was talking to my mother-in-law about like how they behave, and when you ask for extra stuff and they act like they are taking it out of your paycheck, that's because that's how you're trained. So one time I would walk into Tim Hortons, and like on the walk-in fridge, there's like, you know, the whiteboard that you write and whatever. Literally on there was, we're missing $3,000 worth of bacon because you guys give it too much. First of all, we cut the bacon in half. You don't even get a full strip. You get half a strip. Like, how the fuck are you missing $3,000 worth of bacon? No, you're still making a profit. You just are missing that $3,000 of profit, extra profit. Yes. Like, no, they were. Oh, so that's how they train you. If you ask for extra cup, they lose their minds. Like, no, you have to give them a sleeve. Like, no, give them an extra cup. The sleeves are fucking horrible.
Yeah, I hate you're not allowed to tip. Like, people are paid minimum wage and stuff. You're not supposed to tip Walmart employees. And I get like delivery groceries. You're not supposed to tip Tim Hortons employees. You're not supposed to tip McDonald's employees. Like, if they get caught accepting tips now, they get in trouble.
Well, that must be new because I
It
accepted
is,
tips.
yeah.
Oh,
It's-
we accepted tips at our Tim Hortons, but the company, you weren't supposed to be accepting tips. So that's why, like, but like, I mean, the amount of tips we got was like nothing.
Yeah.
And yeah, like at Pizza Hut, like as a server, we were allowed to accept tips, and our salaried workers were not supposed to take tips, like our manager who took tips. Like it was to the point where some of the regular customers would like sneak us tips because they knew our manager split tips.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad, but like I always stick like a $10 bill in our trunk when we get Walmart delivery. I just like stick it there, and I'm like, if it's gone, it's gone. I had nothing to do with it. Like
Yeah,
you can't pay poverty wages and then be like, also you can't tip for a service. It's like fuck
An
you.
extra service.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like fuck
Yeah.
you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck
And you know how we were talking about how like your Tim Hortons like acts like you like they are out of pocket, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Walmart has this thing called profit sharing where if their store makes a little money, you get like an extra $100. So they can give this to you whatever. Like Walmart is a good enough company that they can give a yearly bonus of $100 to all their employees. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
So they hype it up. They're like, sell this. Make sure if they like sell them the smushed bread, you know what I mean? Like they'd be like, oh, they smushed it. It should leave the store. They have to buy it. Like sometimes you smush the bread, whatever. And like, or sometimes the eggs break, whatever. But like they make it so you have to be like, make sure this doesn't happen because then you don't get a profit share. Like, but like you make so much money. Why aren't you sharing your profit?
They're also ignoring that in their each store is a budget for losses.
Yes.
Yes.
So they're
loss
ignoring the
prevention.
fact that
Yes.
losses happen anyway, and they have a budget away from that. Like,
They
what
do.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they do.
insurance. They have insurance too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's so much loss, they can go into their insurance.
Yeah.
like
Like,
what the
it's-
fuck? They're
Yeah.
like, no, it's you individual employees
Yeah.
working to buy our product anyway. Like, it's like we pay you, and then you give us a percentage back for your groceries.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
You can't
It's
even
so fucking
afford
bad.
to
Fuck
shop there.
capitalism.
Yeah.
Fuck corporations and monopolies and oligopolies and oligarchs and
Yeah.
billionaires and
The
the
isms.
top 0.1%.
Yeah.
Fuck all you isms,
Yeah.
Fuck
unless you
isms.
chose it consensually.
Yeah.
No,
And, like,
patriotism. We don't want.
they-
They choose.
And it's
that.
like so bad that like so where I live in New Brunswick, milk is $7.70 for 4
Ontario's
liters.
Not that far behind. I hate to tell
And
you.
they get paid $12 an hour. So like over half of your hourly shift is for one thing of milk.
Yep.
Like it's fucking disgusting.
We got a little better with the jump to $14 here, but now with the crazy amount of inflation, we're about to be back to where we started. Because like
Yeah.
when I worked at 1025, milk was like $5. So it was still like about half an hourly wage. Like half an
Yeah.
hour of working was for my milk.
It's
like
insane.
All right, guys. Are you guys ready to go?
Wait, okay. My favorite morning to wake
Oh,
up.
oh my goodness. We're still not done.
We haven't
yeah. Okay, my favorite morning is the morning. I'll be quick. It's the morning where we overthrow capitalism and roast Elon Musk on a spit.
That's
Sounds
all of
good.
it. And that guy Bezos, the Amazon guy.
Bezos,
Yeah,
Bezos,
Bezos.
and
Jeff
basically
Bezos.
anyone that's in the top 0.01%.
Yeah,
Top
fuck that.
0.01%. So you millionaires and stuff, you're fine. You're fine. We're not even talking
That's
about
right.
you. Why
It's
do you
the
care?
multi-billionaires that we
Why
have
do
an
you
issue with.
care?
That's
It's like
right.
yeah. So it's like a minority of people. Like, don't worry about it. You won't even notice they're gone.
Like
Like,
more money for you, right?
yeah, there you
Like,
go.
can
You
up.
might be the
Yeah.
next billionaire we roast on a spit.
That's
Just
right.
wait till we finish with the current batch. Okay,
Yeah,
now
let's-
go. That's my
okay.
perfect morning.
Yeah, my perfect morning is when Kyle sneaks out of bed to take care of all the dogs. And then I get to sleep in like a little extra hour. So like he gets up with the dogs every morning already, but like then he comes back to bed and wakes me the fuck up, and I can't go back to sleep. So I'm laying there and I'm like, fuck. So then my favorite mornings are when he sneaks out. He gets up and he just leaves, and I don't see him for the rest of the day. And those are my favorite mornings because they last until dinner time. And he's like, "Are you hungry?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I am." And that's my favorite morning. It happens
Mornings
a lot.
that last till dinner time.
Yes, yeah. It's great, yeah. It's
Awesome.
usually like when I'm on my period. Maybe I'm an extra cranky, so he doesn't like want me to yell at him. I think he does it not to be sweet, but for his own protection.
It's self-preservation.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the best. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever he has to
Whatever
do to
gets
stay
it done.
alive.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Good night,
night.
guys.